Hi everyone. Well, we're back in the UK. I'm actually back in my old farm office, the farm where I used to manage the dairy herd. We came back over about 10 days ago, and we're here for another 10 days or so, and then back to UK. Basically, I'd promised to cover one of my old work colleagues' holiday, plus it's a bit of extra money. So there's not a lot to show in this video Bulgaria wise, but what I thought might be of interest is we drove back. So we drove from Silistra, which is northeast Bulgaria, back to the UK. We went through Romania, Hungary, Austria, Germany, Holland, and then Hooker Holland to Harwich. So I thought it might be interesting for people to know how much it cost. And also we brought our dog back, so what's involved with that. So Dex, we had to get a passport for him, an EU passport. That's all fairly simple. He has to have all his jabs up to date, and then a chip in his neck that's got to be readable. So we already had his passport from when he had his sort of second lot of vaccinations. To actually travel back with a dog, you have to take them back into the vet just before or essentially the day before you travel, to make sure that the chip is reading correctly, and to have a tapeworm tablet. They've got to have also had their rabies shot, but he'd had that anyway. So they just check that the chip's reading okay and it corresponds with the number in the little book. And then he has to have, or all dogs have to have a tapeworm pill. Now you're not supposed to travel across border for 24 hours until 24 hours after the pill, and then you've got to be in the UK within 5 days of having the pill. But because we're right on the border with Romania, our vet said that the Romanian authorities just across the river, because that's all that separates Silistra from Calorisi, or Bulgaria to Romania. They don't worry about it too much, which was handy because that gave us a whole day to we could drive through Romania. We never get through Romania in a day anyway. So that's the first 24 hours. So it gave us a clear 5 days to travel back. We travel back with we've got a big Iveco 35 S12 3.5 ton van, and we brought back the big 18-foot trailer that I had for bringing our stuff down. I never managed to register it in Bulgaria, as it didn't have a certificate of conformity, because basically the company who built it are out of business, and without that certificate of conformity, even though it was a fantastic trailer, I just couldn't register it, so I bought it back. So cost wise, in each country you have to have a vignette. You don't in Germany and Holland. If your van is under 3.5 tons, then there's no tax or no vignette. In Bulgaria, because our van has got a year's vignette anyway, but if you were just driving through the country, then it would be 15 levs for a vehicle under 3.5 ton, and we did have to get a vignette for the trailer, which is a bit frustrating because we're literally half an hour, if that, from the border, and that's taking into account all the fussing of going to the office and that. So we were actually only on the road for 20 minutes, half an hour with the trailer, but I had to pay for a week's vignette for it. That was 13 levs. So you're looking at, in Bulgaria, it's around about £7, £7.50 for the van, or a vehicle up to 3.5 ton, and similar sort of amount for the trailer. Romania, it's for the van and the trailer, it was £29.69 lei, which comes to £5.29. Hungary is the expensive one. That was €49 for the van and the trailer for 10 days, which is £43. I don't know why it has to be so expensive in Hungary. They do seem to like to sting you for anything they can get. When my father brought down our little van, my dad and my sister brought it down, and I think they put a 0 where it should have been an O, so it's an obvious mistake, and yet they tried to charge us as if we'd had no vignette. I had this company writing to me I was getting letters every couple of weeks in England at the time. In the end I just ignored it, because there's no way I was going to pay a fine for when we had proof that we had the vignette, which I'd sent them, and they'd come back with that ridiculous thing that it was a 0 instead of an O. Nothing come of that, by the way, so if the same sort of thing happens to you, just ignore it. Then what have I got? Yeah, in Austria there's a vignette as well, but it's a sticker. With the other ones you just do them online, or you just pay them and it's put onto the computer system. In Austria they give you a little windscreen ticket that you stick in for the cameras to pick up on. I haven't written the price down. I think it was around £10. It certainly wasn't as expensive as Hungary, around that sort of £10 mark. And you don't have to have a vignette for a trailer if the vehicle's under 3.5 tons, so that was no problem. Then, like I say, when you get into Germany and to Holland, you don't have to have a vignette if the vehicle's under 3.5 ton. Diesel, cheapest place was Bulgaria, which is 270 at the time, was 274 levs, or £1.23 a litre. Romania, it was 7.18 lei, which is £1.28 a litre. Hungary was 631 florins, which is 1.48, and we got that off motorway. It was €216 on the motorway. And in Austria was the most expensive. That was €219. That was on the motorway. We might have been able to get it a bit cheaper if we'd have come off. That's £192 per litre. Germany, €163 per litre. We didn't buy any diesel in Holland, but that was a similar price to Germany. All in all, fuel wise, it cost us £515. Hopefully it'll be a bit cheaper going back, because we won't be towing the trailer, although the van will be loaded. So on the way up the van was empty, but we were dragging the trailer. On the way back we'll have a full van, but we won't have a trailer dragging behind, so I don't know, it might work out a similar price. We were getting about 25 miles to the gallon, which isn't fantastic, but that's having a big van for you. So that's it. We'll be heading back down to Bulgaria at the end of the month, or just into the next month. The first big project I'm going to do when we get back is rewiring the house and fitting our solar system with the inverter, batteries, etc. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, keep your eyes open. But that's it for this one. So goodbye for now, and we'll see you when we're back in Bulgaria. Bye.